Once again, epistemology and the canon. So I can't know that these books are scripture unless I have some external authority tell me it's scripture. So is the Gospel of Matthew scripture? I mean, you're telling me the church is this external infallible authority because supposedly Jesus said something in Matthew about the church and some promise to the church, but you're telling me that my starting point is I can't even know if the book of Matthew is scripture. So Jesus may not have even said anything at all about promising such and such to the church that he supposedly said in the book of Matthew. I can't know that. So if your starting point is you can't know that the Gospel of Matthew or any other text is scripture unless you first have some external infallible authority to tell you that it's scripture, then what are you basing the idea that this external authority is infallible on? Because it certainly can't be this text that you just told me. I can't even know if it's scripture. Maybe Jesus didn't say these things. Point number one. Point number two. How could Sola Scriptura possibly be true if the early church didn't practice it, and for 1,500 years, no one in all of Christendom got it right? I mean, how could that be the case? Well, I mean, historical precedent alone, the Jewish people who lived before Christ didn't practice Sola Scriptura and didn't believe in Sola Scriptura. They thought that their so-called oral Torah was infallible, and yet they were wrong. Jesus told them they were wrong. So the historical precedent would actually be, oh no, yeah, the people of God could think that Sola Scriptura was false, could think that their tradition was infallible, and could think that for a very long period of time, and it actually not be the case. In fact, it could be the case that, like for the Jewish people, the Jewish people did not practice Sola Scriptura. They did not think Sola Scriptura was true. They thought they had an infallible oral tradition. But they were wrong about that. And they were wrong about it for a very long period of time. So, all right. Bless you guys.